All right, in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the gear that is necessary to do this shallow water grouper fishing. So you're going to need reel sizes between what, 8 and 10,000 size?
Yep. I prefer an 8. This is a twin power, so it has a little bit more drag than the Saragosa, so you don't really need to go with any more than an 8, really.
Okay.
But the Saragosa with the 8 or 10,000 still puts out plenty of drag. I mean, you're really wanting to lock them down so you can pull them out of the rocks. That's a big key to it.
And you've got that paired up with an extra heavy action Terramar.
That is correct.
Okay.
And I also use an extra heavy just for throwing like the swim baits, just because you cast them a little bit better than with the extra heavy. You have a little bit more tip.
And that's what I'm holding here. I'm holding the Falcon Clearwater series, and this is an extra heavy.
Yep.
It's a 25 to 40 pound rod as well.
Yep.
It's just got a little bit more tip.
Yep.
And we got that paired up with an 8,000 Saragosa, and this is a really reasonably priced setup right here that you can go shallow water grouper fishing and have a lot of success. Line capacity, that's really not a factor in this game at all.
Not much. As long as you can cast 20 yards or so, you're plenty good. I mean, if that far, just depending on how far you want to set up from the rock. But you really don't need that much.
Retrieving the gear ratio for being able to pick line up quick, you don't really want to drop down below 8,000. It's either 8,000 or 10,000 size, because you want to be able to turn that crank and know you're pulling in 40 plus inches of line on every turn.
That's correct, yeah. So, and I like a little bit longer rod. It just gives you a little bit more leverage when you're plug fishing. From going down in the water, you keep your rod tip down a little bit lower.
That's right.
Lets it dive a little bit deeper. So I do like an 8-foot rod for the plug fishing and the swim baiting.
Right, and that move up as you're reeling up that we talked about in the boat, that's key, because now you're reeling down on the fish and lifting the rod at the same time, and you'll pull them out of that cover. Because you don't have time just to pull the rod up and then start reeling. The reeling part is important right away.
That's correct, yeah. And I mean, the higher the gear ratio, the better. Like you were saying, I mean, you really, really have to get them away from the rock. If you break one off because you don't get them out fast enough, then it's over. You got to move to the next spot. So it's a big key to it for sure.
All right, let's move on to line and leader next.
Okay.